Paul Manafort's guilty plea today in Virginia proves even more that Robert Mueller's investigation is a witch hunt. By pleading guilty today to financial crimes that occurred well over a decade ago that had absolutely nothing to do with the 2016 presidential campaign, nor even Russia itself, today's actions prove once again that the Mueller Special Council is not actually investigating treason in the White House, but simply used treason as an excuse to dig into and destroy anyone the left deems an enemy, and for anything they could possibly find from any of these enemies past. Understand something very important. A special counsel in America is created only when extraordinary circumstances exist that the Department of Justice cannot biasly investigate a certain crime. This special counsel, Robert Mueller Special Counsel, was formed to investigate the incoming president for treason. Remember, the special circumstances that were so extraordinary they needed a special counsel were that Donald Trump was a traitor and he colluded with the Russian government to not only steal the 2016 election, but then for Russia to control the presidency of the United States. That's what the treason was all about. It was such an extreme circumstances that the special counsel was formed to investigate this possible treason between Russia and the incoming elected president. To investigate treason at the highest levels that our government has ever even suggested was why the special counsel was formed. Now here we are, almost 2 years later, and not one charge has been brought forward with anything even close to treason with Russia. And this whole conspiracy theory of Russia-Trump collusion is being exposed for what it really is. A complete scam on the American people that was specifically set up to use as an excuse to investigate Donald Trump and anyone he associates with, to use as ammunition in a coup to remove the President of the United States. Just because the globalists and the left consider this person their main political enemy. Now, the left has actually lost their minds. Even though the foundational principle of American justice system is based on a crime and evidence from that crime being followed by investigators to find a perpetrator. It is the opposite of what's going on with today's left in this special counsel, which is an investigation into someone in particular, an individual, to simply find any and every crime this individual may be associated with. When you simply pick an individual and then investigate that person and charge them for any crime they have committed at any time in their past, that is called a witch hunt. That is what a witch hunt is. I like to refer to them as Stalinistic investigations because that is what Stalin did in Russia when he destroyed and killed his enemies. He would simply pick a person, go blame that person, find any crime for him, and we're going to kill him. That's a Stalinistic investigation. And that is what Robert Mueller's special counsel has undoubtedly become. If, which I believe more likely, is that this special counsel was set up specifically to be a witch hunt. There was never any evidence of Russian collusion with Donald Trump. That excuse was used to form a Stalinistic investigation. The truly pathetic part of this is that the left are completely turning the truth 180 degrees and acting like finding any crime from Mueller's special counsel justifies its existence. This is not only false, but the complete opposite of the way the American justice system is supposed to operate. The complete opposite of why and how it was founded. And unfortunately, their followers, the dumb here in America, who most of the mainstream media's followers seem to be, they just believe these idiots, even though they have been absolutely wrong every day for over 2 years. They simply speak with confidence and are on TV. So that is all the credence the dumb here in America need in order to believe them. And it's a real shame. Like I stated in a video a couple of weeks ago, I think the solution to show exactly how hypocritical the mainstream media actually is, and the left entirely, President Trump should call for a special counsel to look into sedition inside of the mainstream media. Announce that he suspects the mainstream media is knowingly lying to the American people in order to influence the political process here in America with lies, knowing lies. And then set up an America First group of people, 15, 20, 50, all America First people, systematically and completely go through all of the mainstream media's employees past, every single employee of all mainstream media networks anytime in the last 20 years, all of their emails, all of their communications, all of their financials, and whatever this special counsel finds, even though it may have nothing to do with sedition, according to how the left now sees the world and the justice system, any crime they find by anyone associated with the mainstream media will just be proof that the special counsel into sedition was justified. Doesn't matter if it winds up being that Anderson Cooper's trust fund papers from the Vanderbilts was not filed on time, or Don Lemon may have driven drunk in 1984. Doesn't matter. Any crime that they can uncover will prove that America should have special counsels that it should investigate people instead of crimes. That should be the new justice system here in America. This is the true identity of the left, and they're exposing themselves. If they cannot win following the rules, they'll simply change the rules and use the government to investigate and prosecute their enemies. That is real fascism. Wake up, people. Wake up.